Rituil is really born out of a meditation. We were going back and forth, Michael and I, on what we should do. I loved ceramics. I love the idea of bringing people back to the table and breaking bread, having a meal together. I think it's a lost ritual. I love the idea of just help, the wellness side of our brand, of movement, of yoga, of meditation. That again is a ritual. Every single one of these practices I was doing in my home, and kind of finding that true center. And that's when it was like, well, this is what we want to bring to the world, that this feeling.
Michael, I'm curious to kick it to you, like building off of that and obviously creating this brand, but for you, what is Rituil in your life and in your, and in your work life?
I, like most, are very hard on myself. And I also vividly remember my brother and I were in Cleveland probably like 2 months after I started meditating a little more deeply. I'd say he started introducing me to just some other meditations that were just really thought-provoking, which I really enjoyed. And then did a few meditations, and I was sitting with him in his Adirondack chairs in his yard, and I was like, have you just started meditating and then you start bawling, crying? he's like yeah. He's like, it means it's working. And I'm like, okay, because like I kind of felt it and it was super weird, and then I started crying and then I felt great. And it was like that. And it was really around self-forgiveness for me. And it was just really powerful. And for me, that kind of meditation, self-forgiveness, really, I think something that everyone can really relate to is just carrying around those bags of rocks, right? Whether it's people who wronged you, if you felt like you did something wrong in the past, or whatever that is, it's really letting go. And as my brother likes to talk about, that attachment, and creating that space. So that really unlocked a lot of self-forgiveness and freedom for my mind, through that meditation process. And then I find my best practices are, with my eyes closed and I'm just focusing on my breath and my movement. And sure, yeah, I get a great physical workout, but the mental workout and the clearing and the spaciousness is just such a beautiful way to start your day. So, I think those became my kind of foundational rituals. And then, for me, and James jokes around about this, but like I golf a lot, and I love to golf barefoot, and people at the course tease me, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm grounding, getting energy. I'm walking in nature." And really, I think demystifying what rituals are.
Yeah.
I think people hear about meditation, they think about yoga, and they're like, I can't do that, or that's too difficult. It's like, well, why do you golf? It's like, because I don't think about work. I don't think about anything other than where I'm at. I'm like, that is meditation. It's like, why do you fish? Like, why do you fish? It's just like, it's calm. I'm in nature. It's there's so many things that I think, walking your dog, interacting with your dog, because, they're just force you to be in the present moment. Babies, children, all of these little things, they quiet that inner voice, that passenger. And that's why I think people feel at peace when they're doing those rituals. And yeah, so I think I feel like one of my favorite things to do when we're either at a trade show or at an event is talking to people about what those really are, and then people realizing they've been doing it themselves, and it's really recognizing that, and then hopefully engaging in those moments more frequently and being more present, which is something that I tremendously struggle with. I'm fortunate enough that I don't live a lot in the past. I'm really more of an individual who lives in the future, worries about the future, wants to plan for the future. So that's something that James is constantly keeping me grounded on. It's like, you're exactly where you should be. Everything is happening while the journey may not be exactly as we planned. We're going to end up exactly where we're supposed to be.